Bust out the drums there, Sam. You got to bust out the drums. Good morning. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com. Got Coach Andy McDonald, Sam Tiffany, and Austin Krusz in with us today. Good morning, guys.
Morning, Scott.
Tough loss last night, Coach. We're playing a little short-handed. Tell us a little bit about the game and what you had to do to lead up to that. I know you probably had to obviously plug in some kids that had limited to no varsity time at all. I know Sam, he had to even change his number. So
we had, we had a few injuries in the past week to add on to a couple previous ones, and a couple other guys are out for different reasons. So we had about 10 players really that were unable to play last night, and so we had obviously that creates a even greater challenge for the guys that are going to be on the field, and we're very proud of the way that we stepped up. I felt like, pre-game going into the game, the last couple days of practice was probably the best of the year, really, as far as just the intensity level and the focus and the enthusiasm out there at the game. And I think we came out and fought hard, and we put the ball on the ground a couple times early in the game that hurt, but really did a lot of things well that we talked about throughout the week. We saw some great improvement on some individual efforts as far as assignments and being more physical, and just weren't able to to win the scoreboard there in the end.
Well, yeah, let's see. Speaking of scoreboard, they came right out right from the get-go. B.J. Hill with the 24-yard run, and then Austin Krusz, nice little pass across the middle to Keaton Letterly for a touchdown to tie it up after Grant Cooper kicked the PAT, and that was basically it for the first half, and that was with about 5 seconds to go. It seemed to me like when you get Austin out of the pocket, he's got, we talked about this before, he's got several options: run, pass, or throw it away. Very athletic kid. And was that your game plan last night? Because Southeast, being a quick team, trying to get them spread out a little bit to find some holes.
Yeah, I mean, Austin is definitely one of our best athletes, and he's grown and matured so much as a quarterback, and really, he made some really big plays for us last night. We had, I'm not sure how many fourth downs we converted, but probably 3 to 5. We were doing something a little different on fourth down to where he sometimes has an option to quick punt it, pass it, or run it, and it really was a big plus to our game last night. And a lot of it's just his composure, and our receivers getting open, and our line's doing a good job of protecting him. And to make him a threat, he was able to pick up a couple first downs with his legs also, and so I think that helped our offense to be more productive.
Austin, kind of let you answer this. Had to play both ways last night. I know you played a little bit of a play every now and then, but with some of the injuries that you had, you kind of had to step it up on defense. Did you feel any less energy? I don't know, did you get winded towards the end of the game there, having to go both ways?
Not really. We tried to control the tempo of the game, take our time on offense, keep our defense off the field. So I've been used to playing both ways, played both ways last year. I finally got to play some, defense and play some actual football instead of just throwing the ball around.
That's good. Well, you got to throw that ball around.
Yeah.
The more points you have, the better.
But I got to hit some people.
Yeah, you get to dish out the punishment instead of taking it. Let's see, Austin was last night passing 11 for 21, 93 yards. I thought it was more than that. These are obviously unofficial. These are Coach Schweitzer's stats.
I think I had us more than that, yeah.
Okay. Well, these are the unofficial, so just what he had down here. Let's see, rushing-wise, Austin, several rushes, end up with 11 yards, but a lot of losses there towards the end when we're just trying to scramble or trying to make something, just to stay in the ball game, as time wind down. So we'll just disregard those. Sitting to my left here, Sam Tiffany. You had to take on a little bit different role last night as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Just with all of our offensive starters out, so I had to kind of step up and play some running back, and it was fun. It was good to get out there and not just play D the whole time.
Yeah. Now you were number What number?
I was number 24.
24. Now, do you have to change a number if he's running back, or that was just something?
No, that was a switch we made last week. Yeah, just out of necessity, switched a couple numbers. Yeah.
So he was number 32 last week, or no?
He was 32 last night, right?
Yeah, that's 32.
Yeah, we
Okay,
pushed
yeah,
number
yeah,
32. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you played. What were you before? Tight end or?
Before I was just playing middle linebacker on defense.
Okay.
We had enough depth on
so,
offense.
okay.
So they didn't really need me too much.
Now they do.
Yeah.
So how did you prepare for the week to step into one of those running back positions? Just, I mean, you probably knew the plays before, just from practice, and now just executing them.
I'd always be working in at practice on offense and stuff, so it wasn't too hard to adjust at all, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Sam, he ran very hard, and there's it's not just a size and speed. There's a skill to and a vision of being a running back, and I thought he did a real good job last night coming in and picking up for us.
Yeah, we noticed that as well, and it's got to be tough first game, because you're not in the feel of the game, obviously from the previous two, and then you got to find your lanes and your cutbacks and stuff like that, and when to get outside and when to not. But that all come. What does your? I mean, this is all. What's your speculation on the players? Are they going to be able to return? What is their the extent of their injuries?
A couple of the guys I'm expecting to be out there at practice hopefully Monday. We've got handful of others that are still looking at maybe a 2 to 3 week, depending on who we're talking about.
Right,
so we've just gotten kind of hit here in the last couple of weeks, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. And last year we went through the whole varsity season with basically one injury, and it's kind of catching up with us this year a little bit. And whether it has anything to do with last year we had rain every week, and so it softened up our practice field and made that a little more forgiving, and easier on the ankles and knees. And with all the dryness we've had, our practice field is hard and lumpy now, and that may have something to do with it also.
Some of the other kids that were kind of influential last night, I'd like to mention them. Zach Pudenite, number 44, sophomore. He got in there, ran the ball a couple of times. Another kid that really impressed me was Griffin Pollock, fullback, really pounded the ball up the middle. He's a junior. Is that
He's junior, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, have you seen that from him before? Because, I mean, I know I was up by Coach Courtwright and Coach Cooper, and they were kind of impressed with how he ran.
Oh yeah, Griffin he's a big, strong kid. He works hard in the weight room. He's a real good squatter, and so he's got the. Hopefully, it's going to help boost his confidence and show what he can do and get out there. And I think he got excited about that, and I think that's going to help him. Not only for this year but next year also. And he did a real good job of getting the pads down low and running like a big, hard running fullback. And Zach Pudenite has shown at the sophomore level he's very quick and elusive, and he's not a big kid, but he's a tough runner, and he came in last night and stepped up and helped us out.
Sean Cannon was called on a lot last night, trying to get the outside. Now he's your speed to try to break that corner. He had several carries, end up with, once again, unofficial 27 yards. Your stats might say something different, but he had the ball a lot last night as well.
And they were, Southeast, give them credit. Their defense played very well. They were very aggressive. Their linebackers and cornerbacks coming up, and so it was a tough challenge for our linemen to get out there and get to those backers because they're flying at the ball.
Right. And Keaton Letterly, one of your receivers, looks like maybe 5 catches for 56 yards, and you guys opened up the second half with a halfback pass. And, with a pretty big gain, tried to set the tempo, which you guys did. You came out second half, took the lead. Is that correct? Yeah, came out, scored with Krusz's 3-yard run, and just kind of maybe got gassed there second half a little bit.
I think it was just more of they had a couple big plays. We scored, and then they returned the kickoff real deep. We're having some trouble with that, and a lot of that comes down to team speed. We've struggled with that every game, really, with allowing some big returns on kickoffs, and we've got to find a way to fix that. And it's just there were some plays where our defense I think played outstanding the whole game. There were some times where we had guys stops. Guys did exactly what they're supposed to do. We just didn't get them wrapped up enough, and couple of fast backs that break open and find a lane and off to a big run.
Well, it's a tough loss when you know it's right there to grasp. I mean, and I know you could tell yourself in hindsight, 2020, wherever they say, but if you have your full squad, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that you guys win that game. But that's just speculation and chit chat, But you got to put the kids out there that you have. And I thought they, all stepped up last night and played well.
Oh, I think it was a great experience for them, and we told the guys this is going to show something about the character of our team this year, and right. Couldn't be prouder in the effort that they put forth, and again, just the passion that they showed throughout the game.
Now, Krusz, you being the leader of this team at quarterback, what do you tell your team after a close loss like that to get ready for? You're going to have a tough matchup at home next Friday against Chatham. How do you get your mental focus back, and what are you going to tell your teammates to, keep playing hard and, not to give up? I mean, what do you tell them?
I told them that pretty much champions respond in the face of adversity, and we're facing a lot of adversity right now with the injuries, with a tough loss, but luckily for us, we still have 6 more games we can play and 6 more games we can improve on.
Well, that was a heck of an answer there. You got to be a motivational speaker. Or just take my headset and I'll just walk away because that was good. Sam, was that good?
I mean, that's exactly how he put it in the huddle last night.
Yeah,
so.
Well, that's good, and that's what a leader is. You don't start pointing fingers.
No.
You pick up your teammates and point them in the right direction. And I want to wish you guys good luck for next week. Did you guys have practice this morning? A little walkthroughs.
Just a little stretch and ice and stuff.
Nice, and
sophomores are getting ready to start over at Southeast, and I know there's JFL going on today. And,
I know I got ref 2 games here, and then heading to Clinton to ref 3. So I don't know. I get myself into things I don't know, but it's fun. Football's awesome. Best time of year.
Oh yeah.
I want to say these guys have both really shown some great leadership, and Austin has been throughout the off season and the summer, and just so committed, and it's been great to have Sam come back out. He took a year off from football and missed it, and came back out this year and has really stepped up and shown some great leadership out there. And
well, Sam didn't start playing until your 8th grade year?
Yeah.
So I coached him when he was in 8th grade, and from game 1 to game however many we played, 8, you saw a big improvement for just playing 1 year. So
well, he's a hard worker. You can tell he's been hitting the weight room hard the last couple of years.
And that's what hard worker and coachable. If you're not coachable, is he not coachable?
Oh no, both these guys are very coachable. Yeah. I think they're.
That makes a big difference when you tell them something, they listen instead of I'm going to do it my way, not yours. So that's a big tribute to these young men right here. Well, guys, thanks for coming in. Good luck next week. Chatham finally get some home cooking. I've been on the road for 2 weeks, so let's get back in town and let's get a big support group out there and watch these guys give the Titans a good game.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. All right, we'll take another commercial timeout. Stay tuned. Get Jake, the furniture guy, Johnston, back in here. We'll talk some NFL and some fantasy football. So stay tuned. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCN online.com. We had a carnival?
Yeah. Bear down, baby.
I don't know what that was.
Kind of awkward start to the morning.
Wow. We were doing so good.
Jim was on a roll until
Jim, man.
Should have went with the original. Actually, should have went with some Cardinal baseball stuff.
No, we're done with baseball. We are going to talk some football. We've only got about 6-7 minutes left here.
All right.
We have got to talk football. We have to talk some NFL. And would like to congratulate Mike O'Brien, the Foosball Fanatics. He is the first winner of a free pizza, Stuffteria. He had the high points this week in our fantasy football league with 209.
He does like his foosball.
Foosball. So Mike O'Brien with the big win. Let's see who else was right behind him. Let's see, your buddy Justin Schmidt. He had 192.
Well, Justin Schmidt, he was crowing a little bit about his boy out there in San Diego, tight end Gage, I think. not making the plays he was hoping during the
Yep.
week. So he says he's planning on having a big comeback week this week.
In third place, Butta's Cuts. That's Glenn Bates, Greg Alexander, in third points. So the fantasy football season is underway. Week 1 in the books. Week 2 started Thursday night. You're a Bears fan?
I'm a Bears fan.
What did you get out of that game last week against Cincinnati?
The offensive line was a lot stronger than what I thought they'd be. I really thought that the right side really was going to have a little bit of issue, and they were solid. They were a very solid unit. I think
Rookies?
In my mind, Cincinnati has one of the best front four in the game.
Oh, they do. I mean,
And no
hands
sacks.
down. No, zero.
Zero sacks. And really very few rushes. I think a lot of that was the game plan that Cutler and the coaching staff had. Quick passes, putting the receivers in good spots, good timely running. It wasn't a big offensive day, but it wasn't a little chippy. They didn't score 14 points. They put up some points. So against one of the better defenses, I was kind of impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
I was too, and the game plan. Obviously, the game plan is going to change this week. Game plan for Cincinnati was let's get it out of Cutler's hands quick because of that front four of Cincinnati. But with Minnesota, the only one, I shouldn't say the only one you have to worry about is Jared Allen. But you might be able to hold on to the ball a little bit longer and to get it downfield a little bit more to Marshall and Jeffrey and even Bennett, or even the rookie Wilson.
Yeah.
Trying to extend the field a little bit, try to take the top, what they say is take the top off the defense to where you can get that speedster down the field and, open more things up underneath for Jeffrey and Marshall.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I was impressed as well. Defensively, I don't know. AJ Green's just a beast. I thought Tillman did a decent job on him.
Well, and keep in mind, Cincinnati has one of the better offensive lines in football, too.
We just – same thing. We didn't pressure the quarterback.
Yep.
I think maybe one sack, and I think that was Shane McClellan.
I believe in the fourth quarter, they really got after him a little bit more, put a little more pressure on him, made him make some decisions that he didn't want to have to make, which caused a couple turnovers, really.
Right.
And those late turnovers is what won the ball game.
Right. And
really.
Another thing we have to take into consideration, these guys aren't in game shape yet.
No.
Because, they're only playing a little bit during the preseason and didn't play at all the fourth game of the preseason. So Peppers, Melton, I think he played maybe a quarter of all preseason.
He was just coming off injury, too.
Concussion. So these guys, it's going to probably take 3 or 4 weeks for them to get in the game shape. So big victory, 1-0 against a solid team, but you're only as good as your next game. So Minnesota coming into town tomorrow. Coming off a loss to Detroit, which Minnesota was up, was it 21-0? Yeah, they were up on Detroit and then just fell apart. Christian Ponder, below average quarterback, but we have got to contain AP.
AP's going to get his chances and get his touches. You can live with that if you're making Ponder beat you. So you got to make him try to get you through the air. If you're doing that, it's probably going to be a pretty big win for the Bears.
Yeah, and I'm hoping so. Bears are favored, or they're given 6.5, so you're favored 6 points. So we'll see. A lot of people say it's going to be a blowout. I guess it all depends who you talk to.
Yeah.
Blowout, no, it's going to be a close game, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Absolutely.
It's just, I don't know.
Good, like I said, good game plan last week. We'll see how it translates into this week.
See how they adjust.
But I did like the way Cutler played, and the offense. It did look good. It had definitely a different look to it than it has in the last few years.
And we got some Rams fans, I'm sure, live around here, and they looked pretty good last week against Arizona.
That NFC West is a tough division, man. I mean, that may be the toughest division in football.
Yeah, and our counterpart, he's a big Arizona Cardinal fan.
Yep.
And
who's that? That Joe?
It's Joe Ryan,
Ryan.
He never seems to. He's busy this time of year, though. He's got to go. He's over in probably Springfield today for the fresh off game.
Now he's usually got season tickets for the Rams, I think.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure
Arizona
he was at
fan.
the game. If he would have to been at the game. I haven't talked to him about it, but yeah, he had to go.
Yeah.
I think the Bears play down the Rams, Joe. If you're listening, I'm a huge Bears fan.
I've got a buddy with 3 tickets, actually.
Buddy, old pal. Yeah?
Yeah.
Was he going to call you at 5 in the morning?
He's already called me.
Say, hey.
I'm debating on going.
Well, you're not open on Sundays.
No, I'm not open on Sundays.
So you're going, man.
I got my girls. Maybe I take my girls with me.
There you go. They like football?
For about a quarter. Then they're
well,
done.
Well, they got cotton candy and stuff there. Just load them full of sugar.
Load them full and
they'll
let
be
the crowd
fine.
deal with them.
Yeah, there you go. Well, our time has come to an end. Man, that hour flew by. When we talk football, it just flies by, Jake. When we're talking baseball, it just takes forever.
Baseball, if you wanted. I mean, I can break it out.
That's what we're here for. Nobody wanted to call in and talk baseball, so if you leave it up to me, we're talking football.
I don't think the option was even given. That is one mean-sounding Mustang right there. Yeah. I'm just going to say it.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this show. Next weekend, or next Saturday, we're going to be at Eaton Fields.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a...
watch my boy Tate Johnston just tear it up.
That's your boy?
That's my boy.
That's your nephew?
My nephew.
Does he play today?
I believe so, yes.
Out there?
No, they're not out Eaton. They're in Jacksonville. Yeah, I think so.
I think it was supposed to be out here, but something happened. They should have to ship them over there.
Yep.
But yeah, get on out to Eaton Fields next Saturday, 9 to 10. We'll be out there live, and there'll be some youth football following. So
absolutely,
it's a good time. If you haven't seen it, it's
definitely a trip.
It's these little kids, they run, especially little kids. They just run around like little bobbleheads.
Yep, that's my
kind
nephew.
of bump into each other, and they'll fall down. And there's a lot of crying.
There's a lot of crying.
There is a lot. I ref these games.
That's the one thing my nephew said after the first game. About halftime, he comes over. He's like, "I made the defensive lineman cry." I was like, "All right, buddy.
Oh, it's great.
Go get them."
And you have to help them up because they're like in that sumo suit where you can't get up, and you got to help them up because they can't move. But it's fun, and it's for a good thing, and they're having fun doing it. At least most of them are.
Good exercise for them.
The ones that aren't crying, the ones that are crying, are just wanting to go home and watch cartoons. So
absolutely,
that's going to do it for us. Thanks for tuning in to the Cheap Seats, 96.3 WLCNonline.com.
Good day.